mention their name in the chat box. I will take your attendance from that portion. Okay, so and our today's topic, it is new social and political groups. It is from page number 6 of your history book and chapter number 1. Okay, so let's begin our today's class. So between 700 to 1750 AD, this is the history of medieval period, almost 1000-year history you will read in class 7. So in this period, it is a large scale of developments were occurred, and at different moments in this period, new technologies made their appearance, like the Persian wheel. So at the time, a new technology is also introduced in Indian subcontinent, such as Persian wheel. What is Persian wheel? I am drawing the picture of Persian wheel. Look at carefully. So Persian wheel actually used to fetch water from any well or any water bodies. So this is a well. So a Persian wheel is a wheel like this, used to draw water, and this wheel actually attached in this way with the two pillars in the both the side, and a rope was also in this way attached with it, and lot of buckets or pots attached in this way with it. And usually this wheel pulled by some animals. Either cow or donkey, horse, etc. Any type of animal. Okay. So usually they draw water from the well, and there is a artificial channel in this way. So the water from the well, they actually draw the water from the well, and the water fall into the artificial channel and flow towards the, and with many small channels they distribute that water into an agricultural field to irrigate the agricultural field. Okay, these are agricultural field. So in this way they irrigate the agricultural field from the water fetched from the well or drawn from the well. Okay, I think you have understood what is the Persian wheel. Okay, except Persian wheel, there are some other technology. These are the spinning wheel or charkha. So spinning wheel or charkha is like that. Used to spun the thread for textile industry. This is the spinning wheel. Okay. except spinning wheel, another important discovery was happened at the time, invention, another important innovation happened in China, that is the use of, that is the gunpowder or use of firearms in the battle. So you know, so the basic firearms also made at the time. Basic firearms also invented at the time. They are very long. So the use of firearms, the spinning wheel and the Persian wheel totally changed the course of history. And because the spinning wheel, the boost the spinning industry, textile industry, cloth making industry, and the Persian wheel improved the agriculture in the places where rainfall is very scarce, and gunpowder or the use of gun and cannons. And use of cannons totally changed the course of battle. And with the use, and in this way, with the help of cannons, now they can kill hundreds of people in the battlefield. Previously, they were used the sword, the spear, the dagger to kill the people in the battlefield. Now, with the use of gunpowder, with the use of cannon, and the basic guns, such as the basic muskets, one type of gun, they can kill more than 100 people within a minute. So all these things change the course of history and help the invader or the king to conquer new places, new lands and countries, such as Mughal Emperor Babur, when he invaded India, the use of cannons and the muskets, the basic type of guns, easily defeated the forces or the soldiers of Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, you will read in detail about this in chapter number 4. No need to draw all this. Just for understanding, I am drawing all this. So the picture of Persian wheel also present in your book, page number 7. Now, not only the technological advancement, there are some other changes also occurred in medieval period. So I think you have understood the technological advancement. So I am rubbing the board for the new foods and beverages. New foods and beverages introduced at the time. What are the new foods and beverages introduced at the time? Such as the very common vegetables we use in our everyday life. We eat this in everyday life, that is potatoes, the tomatoes, the chilies, the corn, etc. And all these and lot more, and some other fruits and vegetables also introduced in India from the outside of our country, such as from South America. The traders, mainly the traders and foreign invaders who attacked India or who came to India for trade and commercial activities, they brought all these things to India from South America. Mainly Portuguese from South America, they brought all these things, and all these foods become very much popular in India. Except this, the beverages like coffee came from Africa, and the tea from China. So tea and coffee also introduced in the society, and people also very much fond of these beverages. You know that today tea and coffee are the very common beverages that people used to drink in everyday's life. So these are the food and beverages. So now I am rubbing this one for some. Not only the food and beverages changed and introduced in this period, that when with the new technologies and crops came along with the people who brought the ideas, as some new ideas also with them, and as a result this was a period of economic, political, social and cultural changes. You will see all this, you will learn about all these changes in chapter number 5 and chapter number 7. Now, this was also a great period of great mobility, means a group of people traveled long distances in search of opportunity, in search of job and their livelihood. And the subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent, from at that time no such differences was there. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, so the Nepal, Bhutan, all the differences were not present. The entire area from Kirthar Sulaiman Hill up to in the North Himalayas, in the south, in the Indian Ocean, and in the eastern region up to the Myanmar. This is the entire region is called the Indian subcontinent, and in the subcontinent held immense wealth. It has immense wealth in the temples and other places, and it was also very prosperous because agricultural production was huge at that time. So a lot of people came here to settle permanently, and one group of people who become important in this period were the Rajputs. So Rajputs are the people, actually, as per the historians, they were the mixed race from a group of people who ruled on the region today known as Afghanistan and some part of Pakistan. They are the Bactria Greeks, or some people they said they are the descendants of some ancient dynasties who ruled in India. So after 700 AD, and when the Gupta dynasty declined, the Bactria Greek rulers, they ruled on these regions, and they also established marital relations, means they also married the daughters and prince and princesses of the Indian kings, and in this way mixed race also originated, and who were the ancestors of the Rajputs. And some historians also said that the name driven from the Rajputra, or the son of a ruler, or Raja, the son of a Raja or a ruler, that's called Rajputra. And between the 8th and 14th centuries, between the 8th to 14th centuries, they become very much important in Indian history. And generally between the 8th and 14th centuries, the term Rajput was applied generally to a group of people or warriors who claimed Kshatriya caste status. You know, in ancient period, in our Varna system, Vedic Varna system, 4 Varnas were there: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. So they demanded they were the Kshatriya, and mostly they worked as a chieftain, as a soldier or military commander, who served in the armies of different monarchs or different kings under the different rulers of Indian subcontinent, loved to call themselves Rajput. And the Rajputs have some features. What are the common features of the Rajputs? The chivalry code of conduct. Chivalry code of conduct means a certain code of conduct or rules and regulations maintained by the army men, such as in this word chivalry actually came from a word that was introduced in medieval Europe. Okay, there was a group of soldiers called knights, so they had followed some code of conduct that called chivalry, and that's why the word used here, because the Rajputs also maintained certain code of conduct and rules and regulations. They also have extreme valor, means they were very much proud on them, and the self-respect also in great. They have great self-respect as well as a great sense of loyalty. They also became very much loyal to their particular king or queen. Okay, so these are the three major features of the Rajputs. So not only Rajputs, in medieval period some other political groups emerged, and these are the Marathas. You have heard about Shivaji. You will learn about Shivaji in chapter number 10 in detail. Except the Sikhs, the Ahoms, they are from present day the state named Assam, as well as the Jats from today the state known as Haryana, and different part of northern India they live today, and as well as the Kayasthas. They mostly found in Bengal, a community of the scribes. They were called Kayasthas. They mostly worked as a scribe under the kings or zamindars, and mostly they worked as a clerk. Okay, so these are some other political groups emerged in medieval period. So I hope you have understood what are the changes occurred at that time. Now change in habitat. The next one, not only the changes occurred in this way, the change in habitat, and habitat means the natural surroundings also change. People started clearing the forest, and the extension of the agriculture with the invention of Persian wheel and other technologies. They started irrigating the agricultural field, clearing the forest. They cut the trees and make the forest, turned the forest into agricultural fields. New peasants groups, they gradually began to be influenced by regional markets, chieftains, priests, and monasteries and temples. They were required to pay taxes and offer goods and services to the local lords or local chieftains, and socio-economic differences changed among the peasants. Then people grouped into jatis or subcastes and ranked on their occupations and backgrounds. So in their lot of small jatis also formed as per their occupation. When they start settling, they permanently settled on the regions as per, and different jatis and subcaste also emerged into the Varna system. Okay, I am standing aside. So, and ranks on society varied according to their power, influence, and resources controlled by them, but not fixed permanently. And in this way, the jatis also formed their own rules and regulations to manage the conduct of their members. So next day in detail I will discuss about how did the jatis changed and what is jati panchayat. So I hope you have understood. If you have any question regarding the new political emergence of new political groups and new food and beverages and new technologies, you can ask me. And those students have not given their attendance yet, they are requested to mention their attendance and their name in the chat box. I will take their attendance. So thank you everyone for watching.